Mac Buckley here with the UCCS Athletic Network. Here we have head coach Lynn Plett of the UCCS women's basketball team. Coach Plett just finishing warm-up, getting ready for a big game tonight against the CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves. What are your thoughts and what are you doing out there to prepare the team for tonight, knowing that you just had a game on the road last night at New Mexico?
Well, they're a pretty talented team, obviously. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the position that they are in the conference and even nationally. So it's our hands are full tonight with the challenge that's before us. But it's a good situation. We've got ourselves in a position to make this a big game, and so more than anything else, it's a matter of just coming out, play hard as you possibly can. And the nice thing about it, it's almost like a in a sense a championship type setting. But yet it's in the middle of the season, so I'm thankful that we're in a position where we are right now. So even if the worst scenario happens and we don't come out with a win here, we're still going to get another chance as long as we take care of our business after this. So we're going to learn a lot tonight. I think that's probably the biggest thing.
And Coach, just talking about that, being in second place and then CSU Pueblo being in first place, I know we mentioned it earlier this week, but really, Coach, kind of want to talk about that being in the middle of season and talking about where you are, where you want to be. Are you glad that you are, in a sense, actually behind them and trying to really push them to make a mistake tonight in this matchup?
Well, I'm not sure I'm glad that we're behind them, obviously, but the fact that it would be nice if it was even right now. That would, if we had taken care of our business, with Regis. But they played really well against us. So, but that's where we are, and so we have to deal with the position that we're in right now too. So again, we're probably a little bit of the underdog, which is not a bad thing to be in a situation like that either. But again. I think it's going to be really good for us for the experience of a game like this at this time of the year, for us to see how we respond, how we come back from a game that we didn't necessarily play very well in last night, and how will we respond now against playing a really quality team at their home site, and can we raise up and for the situation that we have.
And Coach, just want to talk to you a little bit because you're an experienced basketball coach. Coming into this game tonight, really, have you had any experiences similar to this? What did you do in those circumstances, and are you carrying anything over from the successes you've had in the past?
Well, I think it's, I think the biggest key is that the players are relaxed, so that they come out and play relaxed. I thought we were a little tense when we played Mines a couple of weeks ago, and we looked like it. We were hesitant and we were playing conservative, and we don't want to do that. So I think that's my biggest challenge, is to make sure that they, number one, play as hard as you can. I think that's going to happen because our girls want to win this game, obviously, and so that part should take care of itself. The important part is that we don't get too tied up in knots and too nervous about it, that it affects our shooting and affects our execution.
Definitely, and that mental focus will play a big strength at that when you're talking about those things. Coach, real quick, Pueblo just 45 minutes south of UCCS. Knowing that, first and second, this is a big rivalry game here. What do you see happening tonight in the matchup, knowing that, Rohr and Anderson are really key players for the Thunderwolves?
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're both very consistent players. Anderson is shooting the ball extremely well and has some great skills at taking the ball to the basket, is a really good one-on-one player and is really good in transition as well. And Royer is obviously a really tough post player who really wants the ball and does a really good job of working hard for the basketball and can finish at the basket too. So those two are going to be big challenges for us, but they've got some really good support players as well. And so we have to do our job on everybody from that standpoint.
And Coach, just real quick, want to talk to you. I mean, we've talked about the intensity that you carry on defense with your team as far as really emphasizing that strong defensive background. What are you going to do, or what are you going to do to try and stop Rohr from penetrating the paint as well as Anderson from taking those outside shots?
Well, we have to, we have to be in position, in the right position all the time. We talked about that in our shoot-around, how we need to guard those particular players, and now we need to do that. And that's the other thing. I think the biggest thing for us is we have a tendency, the electricity goes off once in a while for us. And so it's kind of like you're in a house and all of a sudden electricity goes off and you're not sure when it's going to come back on. But when it comes back on, it's warm again. Some of you guys have experienced that firsthand in the last week or so. But That's kind of how we've been playing defense sometimes, is we really get hard. Like last night, the first half we didn't play very well. And then the third quarter we played some really good defense. But then so we got to keep the lights on, and we got to keep the electricity going for 40 minutes. And I think that's the challenge for tonight, is to do it for 40 minutes and not for one quarter or part of one quarter or two quarters. We got to do it for 40 minutes.
There you have it from head coach Lynn Plett, as his UCCS women's basketball team will be keeping the electricity on for all 40 minutes tonight here in the Masari Arena. Mac Buckley with the UCCS Athletic Network. Coach Plett, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this evening.
All right. Thanks, Mac.